So if I do, hello everyone, this is Rashi, CEO of Agency Handy. Today we're going to go through a brief overview of what Agency Handy is about and how you can use a lot of these different features to make your life a lot easier. So let's dive into it, right? So this is like, your general dashboard where it gives you an overview of some of the most basic stuff like, the revenue, on the number of clients you have gotten in the last 30 days, the number of projects or orders you have, revenue overview, sort of growth, all the open tickets, all the unpaid invoices, and all the recent orders. So some of the core stuff that you need to know in terms of operating in the agency. So I'll just scroll through and I'll start here. So with the first thing with agency and I would say is that it gives you the ability to customize the whole thing as per your requirement. So you can add your logo, different types of logo, favicon, details, and everything here. You can also set up your default currency that's going to show in here as well. You can sort of customize the appearance, change the colors as per your brand guideline. Then you can access and customize the sidebar. So all the features that you see, right? So we understand that you might not want to give, say, your client or a team member all the different features access. So you can customize, you can rename features from these customized sections. You can also edit access. So depending upon what their roles are, you can give them particular access to particular features about it. Then you have the ability to set up your custom domains. You can also set up your custom emails as well. As per your domain, you can also set up the custom emails for your particular uh, agency as well. Then you can customize the sign-in portal. So in the sign-in portal, we have quite a few templates. So you can pick and choose between which template works for you. So this sign-in portal especially is for your clients. It can also be for your team as well. So it helps again to make sure the branding remains consistent. We also have the ability to add a few custom fields. So I'll go when I go more deeper. So in clients, leads, we have forms. In order to create those forms, you can create new custom fields within those forms. Now we have this limited to only leads and clients, but we're also working on adding data into tasks and tickets and affiliates so that you can customize the forms as per your requirement. We have a lot of email templates. So for each of the work you can do, we have a lot of email templates set up. You can obviously customize this per your requirement. You also have the ability to add your custom scripts. So it can be say an onboarding form and something like this. So for example, if like it can be like an onboarding form, it can be a messenger or something like this that you want to add to it. So say I added this just overlapping. But you can see like there is a different messenger that pops up here. So we can obviously customize this sort of stuff. I'll just reload just so that custom script doesn't load again. So yeah, you can add those custom scripts and add different stuff into the portal as per your requirement. You have your API keys and API pairs. So this is all what you can already customize. Now, in terms of the features, let's go into service first. So here you can create your services. You can create everything starting from a particular service to create a whole catalog. So you can see once you're done, this is what it's going to show. So if you click on service, we have at core two different type of service. So there is one-time service and there is subscription-based service. So there's one-time service. So you can put in details, service name, description. For the taxes, you can set up tax rates for different countries as well. Again, whether this inclusive, exclusive currency, then you can add different packages. So obviously, say you're selling a digital marketing service and maybe 5 different packages within that digital marketing service. You can set up all those packages here. You can add more packages and any additional information, FAQs, portfolios, other stuff that you want to share. Then you have subscriptions. So this is basically the same. The only thing different is that there is a loop into this as this is subscription. So we are assuming this is going to be like monthly, quarterly, yearly, or something like that. So it's going to renew. So the idea is that once a service is done, what happens? So you can link a few tasks with services. So once a service is done, it gets renewed and a new order gets created, a new task gets created. So you don't have to do the manual sort of stuff again, over and over again. So this is how you can create a service. I can just give you idea that if you click on a service like this, it's what's going to look like, all the details, images, all the FAQs that are there, all that and everything. So this is what a service catalog looks like. There are a few things that you can obviously edit. So you can edit whether this is going to show in a cart mode or list mode, whether this is going to auto-generate an invoice or not. You can also customize where the client redirects to. So by that, what I mean is that, so if you link on this, if you link on this, you can also share this as a public URL. So this is what URL would look like. The idea is that clients can directly go for a purchasing of a particular service. This is what makes sense. So let me click on this learn more button. Once I learn more, I can also go through this package and I say, okay, fine, this is the package that makes sense. I'll just go through and purchase those. So if they go through and purchase, so there's a plethora, you can see, and there's a whole lot of process. But once that is all done, where does this client go to? So you can customize where does the client redirect to at the end of the whole purchase cycle. So yeah, that is it in terms of service. So now let's move on to clients. So in clients, we have basically two segments. So one is individuals and one are companies. So individuals are individual people who have bought your services, or you can also create clients directly from here. So you fill this form out, but please notice that whether you want to send an invite to them. So if you send an invite, that means you want them to be on board and come into the portal. If not, you can just create the client and just create this as a database as well. If I click on this client, I'll be able to see all the information, relevant information for this particular client, projects, tickets, invoices, and everything whatnot, right? I can also impersonate this client as well. So I can see whether the way I've set the portal up is appropriate for my client, and I can also switch back at any given point if necessary, if I don't think that that's great or that's suitable, right? So that is clients, and in clients you also have companies as well. So you might have companies who buy your products or services. Basically within companies you'll have members for that company added into the portal as well. Lastly, there are lead sections. So lead section basically people who have just not paid you, right? So you can also create, we have this as a Kanban board. There are different stages of leads, and you can also create leads as an individual, both as an individual as a company. So for example, last name and everything, you create leads as an individual as well. So yeah, that's leads and clients done. Then we have projects. You can also rename these to orders. We used to tell this as order, but most people prefer it. So I'll just also showcase this quickly. So you come in here and you want to customize your sidebar. What you can also say is that I just don't want this to be called products. I would rather this to be order, right? So say orders and orders, right? So now that we are changing, if we look at it now, it says order. So the idea of order is that all the orders that you're going on, all the products that we're going on will be showcased here. You can break orders down into smaller tasks. So like if I look into this, I'll see like there are 5 different tasks within this. So right now we have kept this control process status static. We are planning on to making it dynamic as well. So there are 4 statuses. Once it is a task is generated, client gets notification. So that is also something that you can control. So in create task, you can also see whether this needs to be reviewed by client. If not, if you say this needs to be reviewed by client, then client can visualize it, or client has access to it, and whenever a task moves to review, client gets an automatic notification. If not, client doesn't see it. All the tasks that there are across different orders will be showcased here, but there are also tasks that you might have that doesn't necessarily have to have anything with orders, right? So it can be like an internal task, or it can client task, but it doesn't have any order, might be one of things that you have. You can also always create more tasks there. So you'll get all the task details here. Then there is files. So for every order or every project, we automatically create one file, one folder. So you can see if I click on this, I'll see I have this one file extra beyond task, but within task, I might have, okay, there's nothing, but in other orders, let me see on this. There might be task files that I attach to particular task. So regardless of where you have attached a file into the full order system, it will be reflected here. Then we have forms. So we have three different kinds of form. So we have then comes to forms. We have three different kinds of forms. So one is intake form, order form, and public form. So idea is intake form is to gather necessary information in order for you to complete that particular order. So you'd see that within this, if I put in all the details and everything, if I click on continue, it will showcase like, okay, fine, like let me do this. Then I have this intake form, like, it's asking me to fill out all these data points. So the idea is that when you are trying to, like, complete an order, you might have other data, you might need other data points that you need to in order to fulfill that task. So right, you have all the different components. You can use those components to create a form like this, right? So we have a few intake forms that are already created. I'll just showcase there. So all these intake forms are there. Then we have order forms. So order forms, the idea of order forms is to help you upsell your services. So in services, there are like, you can also create add-ons. So these are not necessarily other services, but like smaller sort of stuff. So you can say like, okay, I have different add-ons and everything associated to different services. So what you can do is you can link an add-on to a service. So what it basically looks like, if I go tag a step, let me just so if I put in all the details, so if I go through all the details, you'll see these are the add-ons, right? So it is helping me upsell your other service as well. So you can use order form in order to link one service to another. So when someone is trying to purchase one service, they also showcase the other sort of services as well. And also it doesn't have to be add-ons and all, it can just be other service. So you have a digital marketing service, and when someone is trying to buy the digital marketing service, you can just say like, you can also look into this content marketing service I have, right? Those sort of details. So you can link is like that, okay, fine, for this service, I want this add-on to be like reflect. So something like this, you create this like that. And lastly, we have public forms. So you can create any sort of public forms you want. So any kind of form. It can be like, it generate leads, it can be generate information and everything, all the everything. So whenever anyone like, fills out these services, like fills out this like form, will be showcased here, like, all the data points and everything. So you have the option. We're also working on an automation so that, like, once this filled out, it triggers other events within the platform. We're not there just yet, but we're working on it to get it done fairly soon. Next, we have proposal. So in proposal, the idea is like fairly simple. You are sending out a proposal. So again, we have created it in a way that here there are IDs and everything. Then there are quite a few sections that we have. You just need to fill out these sections in order to create a proposal. So yeah, I have this semi filled out. Let me. So I have this proposal, client name and everything. I've put in the details, introductions and everything. I have had to select a service. What are the services that I'm going to offer? So I selected a service, all the packages and everything. Edit. So yeah, in this I can click on the, okay, fine, this is the service I'm showcasing, all the packages. If I need a more new package, I can also create a new package from here as well. I can add add-ons, items. It can be just like one-liner items. It doesn't have to be a package or anything. It can add text, right? You can also add multiple different services as well, guarantees and everything. Once I'm done, I can also move into terms and condition, all the terms and condition and everything that I have, customizable, and lastly setup. So what does a proposal do? So once the proposal says accepted, whether you wanted to create an order and another invoice, or just do nothing, so this is trust your product you run off. So this way you can send a proposal. Once you have sent a proposal, client will get a email saying like, this is accepted. So once they open it, there will be point where you can actually sign the proposal as well. So this way you have this data points of, okay, fine, how many proposals you have signed and everything else. One thing that I actually brought forward. So within tasks, within actually order, so many features. So within tasks, there's an option called client request. So your client can also request tasks for you. So they can ask like, if I this is what I want and everything. So you have the ability to do that to accept. If you accept it, it goes into and and gets added as a task. This request portal basically pulls in all the requests from different orders to showcase all the different requests you got from clients across different clients, different orders, and everything. You can approve all, you can approve one or another. And again, very simple. If you just accept it, it goes into a task, and then you start with the task process. We just have a few other features to go through. So invoices, again, fairly simple. You create invoice, send it to clients, and then they basically pay you. So if you select, say if you just select a client, if you pull in the details, client name, order ID, and everything, you will automatically get all the details and everything. So you don't even have to do anything. You can add your Wise payment link if you're using Wise. You can add a reminder as well within this. I'll just showcase you, and within this is what our sent proposal, sent invoice, sorry, would look like. Everything there. And also there is a lot of settings, so you can put in invoice prefix format. We have a few templates that you can use. What's the number of invoice you're starting from? What's the default country? Logo, title, colors, everything, and all the default invoice reminder templates. And also you can add your signature. So basically customize the whole invoice as you go. Subscription is basically when someone goes through this, right? Goes through this whole catalog and purchase a service that has subscription base, then it just creates a subscription. So if I click on this, you'll see it has all the details, like whether there's a monthly billing cycle, what does that package now name, how many payments have been done, what's the next one due, and everything, all the events log and everything. So you get all the tips, details of the subscriptions. In tickets, we have all the basically all the issues that occur right on a regular basis, day-to-day basis. There are issues that occur, so you can create tickets, you can assign it to teammates, make sure all the issues are done. Again, fairly similar to what tasks look like. So nothing too outrageous or anything that you really need to learn. So say all the details are there. There's a client communication tab, there's a team communication tab, and attachment section as well. Lastly, in terms of integrations, we have Stripe, we have PayPal, we have Slack, also do crypto, manual banking. We also have webhooks. You can connect this. And the last core features that I'm going to show you is embed. So you can embed other apps into the portal. So for example, you can just add, say, Google Doc, and then you can see whether title whether this will be visible to your teammate, clients, or everyone else as well. So if I just go to embeds, so see if I say that this is also going to show up here. So this is what the embed would look like. Just click on this. If I click on this, then I can see that offer. Yeah, I am seeing the offer here. So you can embed other files here. Then there is team, nothing to, so you have all the team members and everything, all the role permissions are there. And lastly, team sheet. So timesheet. So timesheet is basically all the time entries you have done and then the team member. So yeah, that is roughly about it. You can settings and profile settings, keyboard shortcuts, and last thing is you can also try a sandbox. So our sandbox has all the different data points that you need. So basically, if you are trying to set everything up and you don't have the time to set everything up, you can just use the sandbox because it has all the data points you need, and you can always go back to your workspace. So yeah, that's about it from me today. That's been quite a long video, I think, already. We'll go much more deeper into different features and look into more details in terms of how you can get the best use out of it. But I think that should cover and give you an overall overview of where we are with agency. Thanks a lot for tuning in.